Peace, peace, peace to the aborigines and the Tonchons of North America rather. Title of this video is going to be the difference between Black Americans and immigrants who live in the United States. All right, so I got a couple videos that's kind of similar to these topics or whatever though, but it seems like people, most of the people who come on my page and dispute the fact that we making a claim that we was here already is immigrants, and they are only coming off of the education of the European who took over this land, and the same ones who told us we from Africa, the same ones who got them thinking that we are Africans as well. Okay, so now my thing is this, man. I try my best to humble myself when we dealing with this whole situation of like the Americas or whatever, but the reason why I'm passionate about it because I know that we've been here. This is too much archaeology. Listen, there's too much evidence, bro. There's too much evidence that it was other people here besides the Mongoloids, and they wasn't Europeans. Okay, so we already know. We already know all the pictures that they showing you of Americans they do not look like no Mongoloids. The definition of American do not mention any Mongoloids. Okay, so let's get into this shit. The difference from Black Americans and immigrants. I'm gonna go with the immigrants first. All right, so the difference between immigrants. Most immigrants, they come here from another country, and most immigrants come here for either schooling or to work. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is most immigrants are, like I said, are from another country. They're not indigenous or Tonchons to this country. If your father came from another country and you was born here, then you are really the Native American. I mean, you are really the native to the United States. That's the proper term for it. You're not a Native American because you're not in America. You're in the United States. America is a state of mind of freedom. You understand? America is a state of mind. The United States is the state of being a slave and signing paperwork to be in a fucking slave. So most immigrants come here to live the American dream. The American dream is not for the Negro because the Negro is the American. So these people have to dream to be American. Have you ever peeped that out? The American dream is not for the Negro because we are the Americans. So the people who come here and live the American dream are not us because the people who come here dream to be Americans. That's why they dress up like you. That's why they talk like you. That's why everything that you do, they copy. Now, by default or by just doing it. You understand what I'm saying? The culture is heavily heavily integrated. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this whole culture was created by Negroes. None of these immigrants bring no flavor from their country that nobody want to be like. All right, so when I'm saying about the immigrants come here and they get a new chance at life. If they was being oppressed in their country, they no longer gotta look their oppressors in their face. They left. Okay, now the difference from Black Americans is Black Americans are still looking their oppressors every day in the face. Okay, and we got more oppressors because we got you guys. We got a lot of immigrants who come here and oppress Black people too and do the same thing. You understand? But see, these Negroes are not like me. I'm not working for no immigrant. I'm not. I'm not working for no immigrant. I'm not working. I'm not going to allow no immigrant to talk to me like I'm like he at home and I'm some third. No, it's not going to happen. So the difference is Black Americans are indigenous to this land. Immigrants come from another country. Black Americans have been through all of the so-called wars and all this stuff. That's everything since the inception of this country. We have been here. Now you got people here you got some people who might have been here for 40, 50 years. But why they do better than Black people? Because they don't have to sit there and worry about slavery. They don't have to sit there and worry about people making slave jokes or Negro jokes or whatever. They don't have to worry about that. They came here for commerce. They came here to basically, like I said, live the American dream. The American dream are not for the true Americans. It's only for immigrants who dream to be like you. Okay? So Of course, a lot of these immigrants don't want to sit there and even think about what they did to you, because they know if for them to understand that they came to a country that lynched black people, that didn't want black people to drink out of the same water fountains as you or whatever, that didn't give black people jobs, that put drugs in your community, that created AIDS, that created syphilis and all these numerous experiments that took place with us. We was privy to them. These people come here and they got an option to say, well, you know what? I damn sure don't want to be like the Negro. Look at the Negro. The Negro's on drugs. Look at him. But they know nothing about the fucking history of this country. And they just come here and look down on you. At the same time, look up at you, but they look down at you because it's so many of us that's losing. There's so many of us that's losing. You understand? You don't see immigrants coming here and getting on drugs. You don't see immigrants getting alcohol. You might see immigrants smoke cigarettes or might sometimes smoke weed, but for the most part, they don't come here and get involved with the drugs and stuff like we are. Now, some of these new immigrant children are, because they going to school with these Europeans, and these Europeans are introducing them to that. You understand? So pretty much, man, like I said, the difference between black Americans and immigrants, black Americans we are home, okay? We didn't migrate from another country. Number two, after all this evil shit that was done to us in this country, if anyone should have migrated and went somewhere and said, you know what, we are getting the hell out of here, it should have been us. But guess what? We still fucking here. We still here, and we got to deal with a lot of you guys who come here and join these arguments of saying what we not. Instead of coming here on these forums trying to say what we not, you need to look at your damn degree or your education and say you've been lied to. You understand? Because, you know, if this shit is true what we saying, then you are the biggest fool of all. The immigrants. It's not the American Negro. It's the immigrants. The immigrants are the biggest fools of all. Because if you can't sit here, or like I said, most of them don't have time to get involved in our stuff. They don't care. They don't have time to get involved in it. You understand? So, like I said, man, they come here. They got a lot of examples of what not to be looking at you. And then they are not smart enough to understand. Well, damn, you know what? If these black people created all these inventions, and what happened to them? What happened to them? What happened to them? What happened to us is everything that didn't happen to y'all. You come here, you live in good areas, you live in areas where where there's no crime, you live in areas where you come over here, you get jobs where you barely can speak English. But the people who've been at the lower end of the unemployment has been the Negro the whole time that this whole system been going on. And no one is smart enough to say, well, damn, you know what? Why is that? So now, first the white people first the Europeans didn't give you adequate jobs, and then when you created your own shit, they burnt it down, and then try to have these wars against you to make you to chase you off of your land, etc. None of these immigrants know nothing about that. You might know about your country, but you ran from your country to come here. You ran from your country to come here to be like fucking the Kardashians and all these other false Americans that you see that are really United States fucking slaves, man. That's what they are. Because if you sign paperwork to be a United States citizen, you are a 14th Amendment slave. So that's the difference. And yeah, we know some black Americans are 14th Amendment slaves. But guess what? They got forced citizenship. You agreed to the citizenship. After all the shit you know that this country go around the world and do, you come here and then look down on us and they say, well, damn, what happened to them? The same thing happened to y'all in your country. But guess what? We were strong enough to stay here, and we still here, and we still fighting. So that's the difference between black Americans and immigrants. Yeah, I just want to interject some extra things into this, the difference between black Americans and immigrants. Okay. Also, remember this, right? The immigrant claim of fame is how hard they work. The blacks' claim of fame is slavery, even though that a lot of us own slaves, Jim Crow, lynchings, and all this other stuff, and oppression, lack of jobs, lack of resources, um, Jim Crow. Now the new Jim Crow where they locking people up or whatever. When you go to jail, you don't see no Indians in there. You don't see no Chinese in there. You don't see no. You see none of these other ethnicities in here except maybe you might see Latinos in there because a lot of Latinos live around blacks and they are forced to indulge in the same crime that we once indulged in because we didn't have resources or we didn't have adequate employment opportunities like there are open now. Now all the adequate employment opportunities go right to immigrants. And you got black people where you got to sit there and you got to challenge, you got to struggle. Why do I got to challenge a person who just came to this fucking country for a job on my own land? And plus my ancestors fought for all this. So wouldn't you say, because these people have no conscience, man. They got no conscience, and a lot of these immigrants come over here. They don't got a conscience neither, because and that's the reason why I go so hard against a lot of immigrants. I don't care legal or illegal immigrants, legal or illegal immigrants. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they all illegal because ain't none of you people even know who the Americans are. You never asked Americans, can you come here? The Europeans are not Americans; they're United States citizens. So that's as far as you can go until you meet the true Americans and ask the true Americans, can you stay here? Then maybe you could take on their title. But until then, you can't. Until then, you are where you came from. You understand? And a lot of you people be feeling hurt by that. A lot of you people be wanting to be Americans. When you go around the world and mention that shit, then people got problems with that. But then when you go around the world and you explain these people, look, I'm the American. They're United States citizen. They understand the difference. They understand it, but okay, yeah, I understand that now. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference, man. It's a lot. It's a lot going on out here. We need to bring awareness, man, so we know. You know what I'm saying? We know like what was done for you to get through. For you to get through, you gotta backtrack and see what was done to us for us to understand it. So how can we play on their game? Because they got you playing at a level where they got you thinking you the same as people who just came here. When you got all the history in this country of all of the history in this country of everything getting done came from Negroes. Came from Negroes. Okay, everything, everything. So that's something proud to be. I mean, that's something to be proud about. It's something to be proud about that you didn't get up and abandon your home. You stayed here, okay? While these people come from their countries and they make every excuse in the world why they left their country. Some of these countries got like thriving cities and they got jobs and everything that we got over here, but these people still choose to come here. And then, like I said, they could care less about any of the history here. They're only here to make money. They don't care nothing about the people here. And that's the problem, my guy. At least learn the history so you can at least appreciate the people here. You don't appreciate the people here, so that's the reason why we don't appreciate y'all. We don't really care. You understand? We know most of us. That's why most black people always blame immigrant. Always because we know we at home. Subconsciously, we know we at home. That's why black people always go in there saying, "Oh, you from to go back to your country." We do that a lot too, because we know that most of these people didn't come here to help you. They don't come here to help you, and they only show that if you had like instead of like some of these African, for example, instead of him arguing saying what we did do, he should be smart enough to realize. I mean, instead of him arguing with you, saying what you didn't do and what you don't do at this point in time, he should be smart enough to realize if you haven't done nothing, you did enough for him, for his black ass to get here and get the stuff that you ain't smart enough to get, because these people distracted you from achieving. They don't want you to build no money up. They don't want you to build a society. That's why they want you to think that you're the same as everybody else. Because as long as you keep calling yourself an African, you get these African power over you. You understand? But when you separate yourself, say, "No, I'm the American and you're on my land," then that's a whole totally different story. And a lot of you Negroes, you don't understand that because y'all get colorblind. And I keep telling you, everybody with the same skin ain't your kin. Okay? This shit is about history, and it's about history, and it's about who left and who got history in this country. Don't nobody got history in this country. If you go to another country You ain't gonna go to Haiti and treat Haitians like they treat Black Americans here. You're not gonna do that. Because you gonna have some respect for the people of the land. But these people come here and it's just a free for all. They haven't paid no dues. So of course they don't care nothing about you. And they don't care nothing about this country. And that's the thing that a lot of these white Europeans don't understand. You bring a lot of these people over here, and a lot of these people don't do nothing but run scams and schemes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you bring them over just so you can make money off them. And that's all a European want to do. They don't care about it. They just care about making money. And like I said, that's the difference, man. Aborigines and so-called Black or African Americans, y'all need to wake up, man, and realize that we are not the same as these people who in this country who work next to you. We are not the same. We are not the same. We don't have the same history. Now, if you want to pretend like you the same, then that's disrespectful to your ancestors, and that goes to show you how ignorant you are, because you're not ignorant that you don't know. You know. And you still claiming to be ignorant. Because common sense will tell you, how the fuck are we the same when you left your country, motherfucker? You just told me you from a whole other country. I'm an American. You're fucking someone from somewhere else, and you don't even care. And you're doing better than I'm doing. And it's because of lack of education. They don't want you to get educated. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why most blacks don't even know that they can go to school. And I tell people, I don't mean to go to school for free. Some people got access to grants because of the situation that they live in. Some people can get these free grants like the Pell, the TAG grant, or whatever, like they give you in Jersey. But I mean, other people gotta pay to go to school. So, you know, I mean, education is very important, because when you educate yourself, you learn about what was done to you. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing you have to learn. You have to learn your history and work on yourself. You don't fuck studying Africa, because I'm not from Africa. And they want you to think these, like I said, the people in Papua New Guinea, the people of the Pacific Islands, the people of Melanesia. And listen, look, I mean, think a different narrative. The brother Dwayne, he's saluting me right now, and all the other people who put that out there. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm learning, and as I'm learning, I'm able to connect a lot of information that I got with a lot of information that you guys got, and it makes a lot more sense. You understand? Like I said, and you speak to a lot of these people in the Caribbean, a lot of these people in the Caribbean is like, okay, the ones who come here think that they came from Africa, but when you speak to them, they'll tell you no. They don't even know about this freaking story in their country. I've been to Barbados. They don't know about this story. They don't even know about it. They don't even know about it when they come here and get educated by this European. And that's the same thing that they do the rest of these immigrants here. They brain fuck them like we've been brain fucked. And a lot of them is sad, because a lot of them they don't have the knowledge of the black man in North America. The black man in North America is probably one of the most underrated educated person, because you got brothers in the conscious community that I could say is very educated, but some of them is very fucking dumb too. You got self-made educated people, man. You know, I mean, you know, like I don't know about too much about Brother Polite, but I do know that I'm more than sure the motherfuckers are Nigerian. But that's a whole nother story. And I'm going to make a video about him, because it's one of his ex-wives or whoever she's supposed to be exposed to. And I'm going to make a video on that, though. But look, man, peace to the Aborigine guys, man. Peace to the Tanchan guys, man. That's going to be the new order today, man. Love yourself, man, and understand what you did. And understand, if you don't understand your history in this country and everything you created and what you have to be proud for, then you don't fucking know history. You just as dumb as these people who come here. So with that being said, peace to the Tanchans, peace to the Aborigine God, peace. I'm out of here.